So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. Be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. While you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully Enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how we can develop our practice, and at the same time, out of this practice, how we can gain the result for our conventional life, also how it become a foundation for our spiritual practice. So intellectually understanding and at the same time use it and practice and understanding is very necessary when it comes to meditation. So most of time when we sit for meditation, we have to be relaxed, and at the same time we have to calm down our body and mind. So it is very understandable, and mostly we can do it. And of course, when you come to practice meditation, you know, so this long you're going to sit, and this is what I'm going to practice. So once you sit for meditation, once the body calm down, once the mind calm down, but still within few minutes, sometimes you want to get out of it. Maybe the mind is start to go here and there, and the body start to kind of like a signaling, this is enough, let's do something else, let's do something else. So how this happened like that? And why it happened like that way? So even though basic level in physically, this body calm down and the mind calm down with thought, we have a very subtle body related to heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. That means 4 elements. So when that elements unrest, it is very difficult for you to sit for a long time. So then important that yourself to put the attention to calm down these elements inside. So how you can do that? So in day-to-day life, you have to remember, this always when we have the kind of like emotional, kind of like a current to move too much. So you have to be aware, sometimes it is not your body and it is not your mind. Because generally in conventional world, sometimes we have to move fast. We can't be too slow. So, and mentally also, sometimes when somebody says something, you have to understand it right away most of the time. Like just imagine if somebody say a funny story and after you hear it, if you take 10 minutes to understand what that person told and if you start to laugh yourself after 10 minutes, what will happen? So then right away understanding, so it's kind of like cognitive ways. The moving fast is sometimes is very necessary, thinking fast. But still, this emotional behavior, this subtle body current, in day-to-day life, without any reason, without any discomfort, without any mental kind of like intention, sometimes you want to do things. Sometimes the body start to behave certain way. So then you have to be very careful not to respond to that. Look into that. And maybe when you keep doing something and suddenly you want to do another thing, and then you have to watch yourself why you want to do that. There's no reason for that. So like that in day-to-day life, you have to recognize behind this body and mind deeper, underneath this, there is a behavior, there is a current keep flowing inside us. So try to calm down that current. It's basically, if you're capable to calm down the air, the breathing, mostly you can calm down it. Because heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness, these 4 elements have deeper connection each other. So basically, then we have the ability to calm down the air. That means the breathing system. So then basically, if you calm down breathing, that means it's going to listen to 4 elements. It's going to give a signal, or it's going to communicate with the 4 elements. So then put the attention and see the behavior of the breathing and calm it down. Let this entire, the heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness to settle down itself. So in that way, you can practice longer. And even though mind sometimes say things, thoughts arise, then you know this time period you're going to practice meditation. And physically also you prepare for that. So now you develop deeply to settle down, let the deeper, your subtle body to be there with you. So in that way, practice it little by little. By practicing, you have to recognize it, because it is not intellectually going to work. So that's why I put the attention again and again, and deeply try to calm down the breathing, and then let the everything to settle down. Maybe for the first time it's not going to work, but keep practice. So the important part is here, seeing yourself beyond this body and mind. There is another behavior inside you. Once you understand that, you can slowly deal with it. So yesterday was the Halloween. So here a lot of children came and wearing different kind of costumes. So it looked like scary. And they were keep banging the door, until I open it. They never leave. So, and when I open the door, and it's kind of like different children wearing and costumes in different ways. And so when I gave the candy, they were so happy and they left. So why I brought this to today's lesson? So our thoughts also like that. So you have to remember, inside you, there are kind of like monsters, thoughts, like demons, kind of like a ghost thoughts. We have kind of like a imprint behavior. So mostly we ourselves, we look into that, sometimes we recognize it, but we mostly try to resist that nature and try to fight with it, try to control it, try to overcome it. But end of the day, we fail. We become more disappointed, unhappy, sad, worry regarding our own behavior. So then you always have to remember how you can deal with this kind of thoughts. We all have dark side. We all have some kind of negativity within us. We all have some kind of monsters that maybe we saw, and sometimes we don't see that. So if you look very closely, and if you become mindful, so this mindfulness is kind of like the candy for that Halloween ghost. So if you become mindful regarding it, rather than going away, running away, rather than becoming scary, if you become mindful, you will recognize they become so happy. It's kind of like inside that monster, inside that ghost, so inside that demon kind of like a costume, there is an innocent, harmless child. So if you become mindful, and you will see the most of time that whatever this our dark behavior came and became dark like that, maybe we got hurt. We got disappointed. We got kind of like afraid for something. And then what happened out of that unbalance, it triggers some kind of emotions. So the emotions is kind of like, always weapon dealers, drug dealers. They don't care who's going to use this. They don't care how this is going to use it. They just try to somehow make their deal. So when the emotions become high, what happens? It start to fight, resist, and always compare. And that is where the struggle happen inside us. So then always remember yourself. Never try to fight with that inside monster. Always look it kind of like a beautiful monster. Because your development, your transformation, your upliftment, your growth going to happen through that demons, monsters, ghost. So that's where you have to be mindful, kind of like boxing. You know, sometimes, like yesterday was a very big boxing game, you know, heavyweight boxing game. Sometimes you have seen they hug each other. They come closer, they hug each other. Why they do like that? When they get tired after third round, fourth round, most of time they come closer and, you know, they hug. That doesn't mean they are going to hug because of they love each other, they like each other. No, because when you come closer like that, other person cannot punch. And that person cannot get your pace. So, like that, how you can overcome this monster? You have to be very close and be mindful. The being close means the mindful, not to run away, not to make a line and throw things away. So whatever that you recognize yourself as the negativity or the bad or the unprofitable, always remember, look very closely. When you start to look it very closely, when you welcome it very closely, what happens? It cannot ignite your emotions. That means it cannot attack your emotions. And once it cannot ignite your emotions or attack your emotions, your awareness is going to be safe. If your awareness is safe, whatever the situation, environment, you can get out of it. It's kind of like you don't allow other person, like boxing, you don't allow other person to punch your face. So when your mind is not aware, when you resist, run away, when you not have the ability to look closely, what happens? It creates the gap. So in that gap, anything can happen. Because why? Because emotions start to deal with you. So this is the situation that we go through this. This is the normal, our day-to-day life behavior. So that's why practicing mindfulness is very necessary. It is not to deal with that others. It is about dealing with our own monsters, our own demons, our own ghost inside us. And then if you are capable to look it very closely, and you will see that innocent child. So try to practice it a little bit. Because intellectual understanding is not going to be enough for us. By practicing what we see, going to make you more and more matured with the meditation. And at the same time, I want to mention today, this we have two words when it comes to understanding the truth and when it comes to get into the our day-to-day life, we use two words. One is reality and other one is the truth. So you have to remember something can be real, but it cannot be truth. So what does that mean? So then first we have to understand sometimes because of the reality, we don't see the truth. We accept the reality. So in the conventional level, the conventional world means deal with the reality, real things. The spiritual practice means you don't bound to the reality, but you go into the truth. So then you have to see the difference. So what is the difference in between real and the truth? So why something can be real, why something cannot, the same thing cannot be truth? Why the truth sometimes cannot be the real? So when it comes to the real, it's a Latin word. It's a kind of like the very meaning is kind of like a actual or related to the things. It's a kind of like a something exists objectively and kind of like a real person, real food, real issue. So kind of like that, we use this word to understand this object point of view. So as example, when somebody say it is real, so that means there should be something. That whatever something, of course, you can touch, you can hold, you can grab, it has a shape, it has a name, structure, capacity, strength. So like that, many things that can happen. But at the same time, the truth word has a different meaning. So it's a kind of like the truth is a fact. It's mentioned about the fact. And there are two kinds of truth. One is objective truth and the subjective truth. So the objective truth means kind of like the informations or the statement. So it is an objective truth. So the subjective truth is a kind of like personal experience, perspective, your point of view, belief. So those are kind of like the subjective truth. So this is an old English word. And in that old English, the truth related to the faithfulness. That's the very meaning, faithfulness. And at the same time, as you know in Buddhism, that when it comes to our fundamental teachings, we know there are three things: impermanence, unsatisfactory nature, and selflessness. So when it comes to that understanding, how the truth, so understanding Dharma, we say it's kind of like understanding the truth. And what is that mean and how it related to the Dharma and how it related to the impermanence, unsatisfactory nature, and selflessness. So, why the real things cannot be truth? So, there is another meaning in this truth. It's a kind of like come from the very, the history come with the German, and it called the Proto-Indo-European roots. And it has a meaning, the truth means firm or the solid. So this is the important part. So then something can be real, but it cannot be truth. So what does that mean? So then real mean, as you know, it's a kind of like something exists objectively. So then you say this is the body. It's real. I can touch it. But it's not the ultimate truth. So what does that mean? That means it is not solid. It is not firm. Why? Because it's always change. Why it change? Because it related to heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. So then, with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, we always take the perception, and when we can see something through our eye, we can hear something from the ear, the nose, and the tongue, the body. When that object comes, once it contact with us, we say we experience the reality. But even though you experience it in that very moment, you can't hold it as the truth. Why? Because that object itself not solid or firm, and the subject, your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and even the consciousness, subject also not solid. So the both, moment by moment, moment by moment, moment by moment, change. Why it change? Because it arises as a result of something. Cause and conditions. Because of that, even though we experience something as real, you can't take it as the truth. So then, when you experience something with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, if you know it is real, but if you are not bound to it, believing it is the truth, you are released from the moment of experience. If you know it is not the truth, you get out of the illusion. But the reality, when you take as the truth, you are in the illusion. You are in the imagination. You are in the mirage. You are in a kind of like a dream world. You are not awake. So then awake means what? While you seeing your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind experience, while you having it, if you know, even though it is real, it is not firm. It is not solid. Once you have that understanding, just simply in day-to-day life, for anything, you are capable to move forward rather than clinging, holding, grasping, or having the strong desire towards it, without having the strong desire towards it. So then you are itself become free from your moment of experience. That freedom is the important. you become free from your own inner experience. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck get straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. And also, as I mentioned from the beginning, be aware about the very behavior of inner energy and let it calm down. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. Your backside. Your left side. And your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ettavata cha ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Maya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi. Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjisami. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.